Hello, and I'm glad you could join me today to further explore Chatuchak plant market in Bangkok. In this second video, we are focusing on Aroids and hope to see plenty of variegated beauties among the numerous varieties here for sale. Varieties from both Asia and America. The Thai collector has quite the sophisticated palate when it comes to what we term as houseplants. So expect to see the hottest new hybrids and the most mouth-watering specimens. I'm Rachel from Douentza Garden in Ireland and welcome to Chatuchak Plant Market in Bangkok, where I spent 2 consecutive days in February this year having a good look round. It was a dream come true for me to visit this amazing market, and I was in absolute heaven, marvelling at the number and variety of plants, some of which I had only ever seen in photos up until now. But enough talk from me. Let's see some plants. An aroid is any plant belonging to the family Aroids, and this includes a vast range of common house plants that you're probably familiar with. Tropical aroids are either Old World, so native to Asia, or New World, that's native to Central and Southern America. The tropical regions of Latin America have the greatest diversity of aroids, but we find both Old and New World aroids sharing the same shelves here at Chatuchak Market. Let's have a look at some firm houseplant favourites from the New World first. The Monstera. We can see already that the vendors have many variegated plants. Botanically, yellow variegation is known as Oreo marginata, cream as Albo marginata, and silver as Argenteo marginata. Many Monsteras form fenestrations on their leaves, like this Monstera adansonii, where the holes or slits are very pronounced. This usually only happens on mature leaves, and it's thought to be a mechanism to prevent large amounts of water collecting on the leaves because plants come from high rainfall areas. Here we have the fenestrations again, but on these juvenile leaves from the same plants, there are no holes. Maybe one just beginning to form. Oh my! Just look at this vision. It is breathtaking. Isn't it absolutely amazing? There are many Monstera cultivars with relatively stable variegation, so I can't tell you which one this is. But there is a variety called Thai Constellation, I guess because it was hybridized here in Thailand, and I hope we get to see that later. Most of these plants do really well when grown and allowed to climb up moss poles. You'll recall my videos on this process, and I'll link to one of them at the very end of this one. But here's a little tip. Don't attempt to grow the unvariegated Monstera deliciosa up a moss pole because it will soon take over your house. Next up we have some Philodendrons, another epiphytic genus from the New World. These are selling for a mere 100 Thai baht, which is less than €3 or $3. The genus Caladium includes 7 species and many hybrids and is native to South and Central America. They grow in open areas of the forest and on the banks of rivers and go dormant during the dry season. These are readily available as bedding or pot plants in Europe and North America. Next we have Syngonium, again from the Americas. It's a climbing or creeping plant with really striking leaves. This is another aroid where the leaves change shape according to the plant's stage of growth. Adult leaf forms are often much more lobed than the juvenile forms, making them very difficult to identify. Here we have 2 beautiful cultivars. Pink Splash has gorgeous soft pink markings on its leaves. And here we also have Florida Beauty. Aroids can usually be recognised by their leaves. They can be aquatic, epiphytic or terrestrial, and most are tropical. All have an inflorescence, which is a structure containing a cluster of smaller flowers which consists of a spadix and sometimes a spathe. Many tropical species have shiny leaves to deter the mosses and lichens that grow in abundance in the rainforest. In some species, leaves may change shape from juvenility to adulthood, changing from variegated to unvariegated, pale red to green, or altering the number of lobes on the leaves. Oh, but look what we have here. These vendors are from a nursery with a laboratory and they're selling tissue culture plants. And wait for it, they provide CITES certification with plants when shipping overseas. CITES is certification that plants are not part of the trade in endangered species. This means I can buy some plants here. They're selling tissue culture plants still in gel in these plastic bags. Once bought, the next step is to clean off the gel and move the plant to a plastic cup with a lid. Gradually, then they should be acclimatised to more air and light and potted on as needed. You know, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy a Monstera Thai Constellation and a Philodendron McDowell. I'm delighted to finally be able to bring some plants home. Do you want to see how I do with these plants in the 10 months that have passed since you see me buying them here at Chatuchak Market until now? Then stay tuned until the end of the video and I'll show you. Before we move on to the Asian Aroids, let's have a glance at some of the cute handmade pots on offer here. I really love these tiny ones. They'd be great for tiny cacti or succulents. Not for an Aroid. They'd be easy to carry home and they're selling 3 for €1, or that's $1. The stall owners have left for the day, unfortunately, and the owner of the adjacent stall doesn't want to take the money off me. Oh well, that's a pity. I'd better put them back. Okay, let's get back to those Aroids. Asian Aroids include tuberous varieties like these beautifully variegated Alocasia specimens. Wow, isn't that really something? They include Colocasia, Amorphophallus, Cyrtosperma and Aglaumina. Aglaumina is a popular houseplant known for its diverse and colourful cultivars, and it's so popular in this part of the world that it's celebrated with its own song. Yes, you heard me right. Aglaumina is a plant genus with a theme song. Asia is also home to 4 Aroids from the Monstera genera. The 4 from the Monstera subfamily or tribe are Scindapsus, Rhaphidophora, Epipremnum and Amydrium. You can see how these Aroids climb by how they're mounted on wood. They lay their leaves flat against their tree trunk host. In the wild, it looks like this. In this photo you can see a Rhaphidophora known as the mini Monstera here on the right. Scindapsus, the satin pothos, grows in the same way. So if you have it as a houseplant, there's no point in growing it against a moss pole, as it'll never develop enormous leaves like the New World Monsteras do. But it still makes a beautiful houseplant, many of which are silver variegated. Here at Chatuchak we have Scindapsus mayeri selling for 1,500 baht. That translates to €42 or $44. Asia is home to the Epipremnum or pothos, a fast growing plant often sold as a beginner's houseplant at home. But this plant's juvenile foliage is very different from its mature leaves. It's capable of producing fenestrations like the Monstera when grown outside in tropical countries, as we can see from this photo of a wild pothos strutting its stuff. Growing pothos on a moss pole is the way to achieve the big leaves in a home environment. Doesn't the mature plant look so like its Monstera deliciosa cousin? Oh, brilliant! The owners of those tiny handmade pots have finally turned up, and I'm happy to add a few little pots to my souvenirs of this wonderful visit to Chatuchak market. Okay, so that was absolutely wonderful. I hope you loved it. It's a bit mad here again today. Everybody's packing up. I suppose about noon, and I'm about to get hit by some cars. So I'm going to leave. I have my little bag babies here that you saw me buy. Perhaps we will pot them up together or go through the processes of taking them out of the bags. Thank you as always for watching, and if you are ever in Bangkok, do check out Chatuchak Market on Plant Day on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching. Bye.